Wow, after so many episodes, we are finally back at home.
Have we done more than 10 episodes by now?
3, 4.
Because you just said so many.
No. Maybe 8 lah. 8. Wait,
episodes.
getting somewhere. Hey guys, welcome back to Slow Podcast, focusing on that which takes time to grow with Kevin and Esther.
We've been taking it really slow in our podcast recording.
Yeah.
We're taking our own sweet time.
Topics are not easy to come by. So, well, we are finally back at home. Familiar ground.
After being 1 month away.
Yeah, a lot of work.
So how does it feel being home?
Nice. I can go a lot of places. I can go to my bedroom, go to my study room, go to kitchen, go to our living room, look at my plants. How about you? You like being back?
I love being back. Do you miss home when you're traveling? Do you look forward to coming home?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there are certain things that I can only do when I'm at home.
Like, for example?
I can lie down on my couch. I can cook. Not that we cannot cook. No, I'm just home.
So do you enjoy being, going to like a retreat place, have a hotel stay, people do your beds and your sheets, clean toilets every single day, clean towels?
I tell you what I really like. If you give me that service, do it in the house. Much.
Why don't you give me that service? So what have you been doing since we were back?
Been doing coaching. Wrote a talk for this Sunday for a service. Tried to do some painting, which failed miserably today. Bad day at work. So yeah, coaching was good. Talked to some of my students and they're doing really well. So I'm really happy. They also finished their homework, so it's a great thing. I thought we should record something every week to make it a habit and a discipline. And I know you're very upset with me because I always tell you I don't know what to talk about.
Yep, just before the camera rolled, I've been asking the question for 5 times. What are we going to talk about today? And I think that is probably the most frustrating part about this partnership in our podcast career, if we're going to build it.
Career.
Yeah.
8 episodes is not a career.
If we make it famous as podcaster, I need to know what topic are we going to
I
talk
honestly
about.
do not know all the other podcasts. Do they really have like?
I'm sure they do because they have guests.
That's true.
I'm sure they have certain
But
topics.
I'm sure if we have a guest, I would know what we would prepare ahead of time. And I think we're husband and wife. We see each other every day, and perhaps some of these things just have to be very natural. People listening to us, maybe they're married. Are you guys married? Right? And they would want to know like how do we talk to each other? Like we cannot be every day have a game plan, what to tell each other. I think it's going to be very stressful. But that is not true. I actually have a plan what I want to talk about. But I just want to see your reaction. Last night we went for dinner.
Last night?
Yes. You remember where you went or not last night?
No.
We went for a fundraising dinner.
Okay, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
So sitting down there, it was very interesting. The friend that sat next to us said something to me. He said, knowing what we were doing, I'm doing coaching and you are relationship coaching. He said, 2023 seems to be a year of affair. I was very intrigued. Like, wow, what a statement. A year of affairs. Like, a lot of people that he met have an affair. And we actually had one episode we talk about affairs, how to
If you've not
fireproof.
listened to it, make sure you check it out.
Yep, check it out. But it's an interesting statement to make. But I am sure it's not like a statistic. The person that said it have actually met couples that are going through that. I think if we talk about affair, perhaps we need to talk about the struggle for intimacy. And if intimacy is only defined as sex, I'm afraid affairs are not going to satisfy their needs. Am I right? why intimacy is so difficult?
It is, I think intimacy is difficult because it is really hard to feel safe, totally safe with somebody, even in a marriage or a relationship, right? Because I think we're just humans. There are a lot of things that we fear, a lot of insecurities that we carry from our background, our childhood. So all of these things affect intimacy. And the ultimate intimacy is when you can have a fulfilling sexual intimacy, right? That's how people view it. Like when you say intimacy, it's great
Always
sex.
that.
But before you can get to that place, we both know that it takes a lot of work. And it really begins...
Oh, okay, I like this. It takes a lot of work. Sorry, I interrupt first. Which means it is not romantically, divinely placed. It takes a lot of work.
You mean created?
To achieve that intimacy. And I think when partners don't put in the work and recognizing that they have to work on themselves, and then when they don't get that intimacy that they were so hoping for, they get disappointed. So we have to put in the work.
I was just talking to a couple 2 hours ago. It wasn't about intimacy, but something related to it. So they were, they were on the firefighting journey, and now the firefighting is over, right? They managed to move past the past issues. So we are at that building stage. So I was talking to them about, okay, what's next is going to be very important, way more important than the firefighting. I just asked the question, do you guys have common interests, right? And that's where they got stuck. The wife started saying, I don't think we have. And the husband started saying, I don't believe that we must be forced to like what each other like, right? I love cars, I love sports, and I don't expect my wife to be able to like that. Same with my wife, she likes journaling. I don't like that. I don't want to be forced to like something that she likes. So then we went on to talk about, is it necessary, right? Having a common interest. And in the beginning, the husband thought, no, I don't want to live by rules. I don't want to be fixed. Like, I just want to be spontaneous. And the wife, you can tell she was trying to communicate that she desires to have something to have in common with her husband. But what is being said
prevent her from taking the next step.
So when we started talking, just chatting, and I just asked them, so tell me, what is that ideal Friday night look like? Right, then the husband started saying, oh, we used to watch movies, and we would go out, but these days I can't remember when was the last time we watched movies. Then I said, there you go, that's your common interest. And they failed to recognize that was it. But when they started talking about what was their ideal, they could excitedly communicate naturally, right? So then we went on to talking about movies, talking about, so if your ideal was Friday night, put the kids to bed early and let's drive out and watch a movie, would that be something fun that you both would look forward to? I think that is the beginning of intimacy. It is when you enjoy doing something that you start looking forward.
See, my problem is, why is it so hard when you were dating? There should be something that you have in common that you're doing, right? Otherwise, how did it go so far apart so quickly?
Because it took it for granted. That means once you have built intimacy, doesn't mean it is set for life. It can go, right? If you don't keep building on it. And some people struggle with building new stuff too, right? Maybe the intimacy was a past history, like when they were dating. That kind of intimacy, they kept it there. After a while, it become stale, maybe.
I think really need to recognize what was the thing in common. From there, work towards it. And I think that way, these are practical steps when we break it down, deconstruct it. Then there are practical steps to actually go towards a deeper level of intimacy. And if we find refuge in each other, I sincerely believe that the intimacy, the marriage will be way stronger. To fireproof a marriage, and I think it's a big statement to say 2023 is a year of affair.
And just how you said it, refuge. Actually, that's the key, right? To feel safe with each other, that only then intimacy can happen. Back to the same story, now I remember. So what the wife really wanted to know was, if I really want to do this and I suggest that we do this, I just want to know, would you be willing to want to do it with me? And I think she was trying to communicate safety. She wants to know, all right, whether the husband enjoys spending time with her. And it was like a mental blockage for her, because she keeps thinking, oh, whatever the husband said, oh no, we don't need common interests, like you can do your thing, I can do my thing. It just makes her feel he doesn't want to spend time with her. So when she failed to articulate that, that's where a lot of times people cannot get past that stumbling block towards a greater level of intimacy.
I would also think, if the husband thinks that the weekend is sports and those are the things that he enjoy, sometimes it's just very practical steps, that just because we're sharing a common interest, it doesn't have to encroach into forsaking whatever that you actually enjoy. Like, just because your husband loves sports on Saturday night, like maybe football or Premier League, you don't purposely go and watch movie on Saturday night when his favorite team is playing. And I guess maybe the husband or whoever likes sports would want that as to protect themselves. So like, it is my only entertainment over the weekend, and you remove it by doing something that I do like but not my most like. So I think it's really good if we understand that intimacy starts from things that we like, sharing a common interest, and then work towards it. Then we don't have a year of affairs. And I think it's also very difficult if intimacy is exclusively limited to sex. If we don't talk, there will be no emotional security and intimacy. And if the sex has got no communication other than physical, the man may be satisfied, the wife may be feeling used. What was meant to build intimacy actually pull each other further apart. So I think we really just have to go back to, whenever we feel like things are not working out, just go back to the place where you first love each other. Because I don't think you fall in love first then only discover a lot of other things. You probably discover a lot of things first. Don't have to be a lot, but discover a lot of things about each other before you fall in love. And to go back to that place, I'm adamant to remove 2023 to be a year of affairs, but to really strengthen and fortify marriages by building really, really deep, intimate relationship between husband and wife through communication, understanding each other.
So it really begins with a healthy self, don't you think?
Recognizing what you need, what you like, and not afraid. This is what I like, and not afraid hearing your partner what she likes or he likes. Then from there, find a common ground. So maybe you like two things that are not what I like, and I like two other different things. I guess the challenge of you having to give up what you like for me, and I have to give up everything I like for you, is too hard, too high a cost to take. I guess it's okay when we can stick to what you like, I can stick to what I like, but there are also times that we can just do whatever we both like. I think that's fine.
And when we can talk about it like that, I think that's where you speak out those internal expectations.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of times it's the unspoken expectation of what I actually do wish, but I don't say it. I think all these little things ruin intimacy, because when then it doesn't happen, you get disappointed, or I get disappointed, and I expected this, but you didn't want that, but we don't say it out.
Yeah.
I think then it becomes really hard to build that trust, that closeness.
Now that we talk about it, right? I regret putting our TV in the bedroom, because when Liverpool is playing and you are sleeping, I cannot watch. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of our slow podcast. And yeah, intimacy is lifelong working on. I like what Esther said, just because you were once intimate, shouldn't take it for granted. Keep working towards it. Keep loving each other. Keep discovering what each other like. Voila! Somehow.
If this has been helpful, do share it with a friend, because I know intimacy is something that people don't really talk about, but do want to find out how can they increase intimacy in their relationships.
That's right. I jumped in a bit too quick, so do like, subscribe, tell a friend, ask us a question, so that we can make this podcast more relevant to all of you. Otherwise,
and we can crop our podcast career.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just hear two of us rambling. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.